Hey everybody, this is Sherry with CPR, Craft, Pray, Repeat. And I'm here today with another image from Imagine That Digistamp. And this is in the Garden Bears 3 and 4 set. And I put all of the colors that I use on the screen for you. And I use the E, 11, 13, and 15. To me, those look the most like terracotta. And that's kind of what I think of when I see these little flower pot things. So I hope that's right. I mean, they're like a reddish brown, I think. And so definitely, taking a leap of faith there. My daughter's been working out of town and my husband's been working a lot of hours. So I had to rely on myself, which is always a scary thing when it comes to choosing colors. And then I'm going to do my teddy bear with E31, 34, and 35. I didn't, when I first got my COPICs, I didn't think I would need the browns. I really didn't. I was like, what would I need to color brown? I figured flesh tones and little pretty outfits and, flowers and things like this. But I never really thought about my browns, and I use them almost in every project. I just, so when you're thinking about, what markers to get, and as you purchase them and build up your stash, try to think about, what kind of images do I color? And at that point I did color a lot of little girl images, but the minute I got a chance to color a critter, I jumped on it. So, I should have realized, especially, in the last year, maybe two, the industry has really come out with a lot of critter stamps. So, if that's something that you enjoy doing, that brings you, a lot of pleasure, you're going to want to invest in, a lot of the browns. And here I'm doing the same thing that I always do. I put down my base, then I go in with my darkest, then my mid-tone, and my lightest. And I am really liking the E40 family and the E30 family for the bears, where I don't know why I didn't use the 40 family. I really didn't. And I can't tell you why. I don't know. I guess it was the way the color appeared to me. And but lately I just feel like I get such a good blend with them, and I feel like I get a better blend with them than I do the E50s, and which was the color that I always went to. That was my brown. That was my brown combination. That's where I always went to. And so I'm really tickled with, finding that, I've kind of found, and it took me a long time, but I found, kind of my niche, kind of what fit me. And that's the thing with COPICs. Find what fits you, guys. You don't have to be a Sandy Allnock or a Christina Warner to enjoy playing with your COPICs. And, nobody expects you to mail a piece of art every time you put a card in the mail. When you mail your cards out, you mail them out because you love and you care for somebody and that you did your best. And that's all that matters. It doesn't matter if your light source isn't necessarily where it should be, or, if your terracotta pots aren't really a terracotta color because you're colorblind. Just do what makes you happy. This life is too short to be worried about, well, I can't send this out because it's not as good as so-and-so's. Heck with so-and-so. Do what you enjoy and do it often. That's just what I got to say about this. And now I'm just doing the little flower on the top of her head. And I really love that these little bears have clothes. I mean, I could spend I just could, I could decorate them all day long. I could, how the kids had paper dolls, how we used to have paper dolls when we were kids. Give me paper bears, give me little outfits to put them on, and I'm a happy camper. Kid you not, this is like, woohoo, I could sit all day. And I don't know where the footage went to. I'm off in La La Land somewhere, I think. But there are 3 little drops of water that come out of the watering can. And I do use my blue souffle pen to put those in, because I didn't worry about when I colored the flower. I was like, there was no way I was going to try to color around that little teeny weeny spot, and not get it in those, drops of water. So it was just so much easier to bring my blue souffle pen in. And because it's opaque, it completely covered it. And, nobody is going to be any to the wiser. And that's the way I like it. And I did use 4 colors on this green. I used, what did I use? YG01, 03, 05, and 07. I don't know. I tried to do 3, and I just felt like I wasn't getting the depth, the shadows or whatever that I wanted. So I went ahead and I did it all in the 03, 05, and 07. And then I went back and I went over everything and lightened it up with 01, because it just was too green. And then that gave me the look I was going for. And here I am just using my black glaze pen again for my little eyes and nose. And I will put a link for those for everybody, because I know a lot of you ask. And that is my Clear Star Jelly Roll pen. And I just put little stripes on his shirt. And you don't have to draw with a ruler, but I can't write a straight line for nothing, So I use a ruler. Putting some of my Spectrum Noir shimmer down on the little bit of green there. And here's where I'm putting the blue souffle pen, where I put the droplets. And then I'm just going over and putting a little dot with the white glaze pen as well, so that I get the little highlight. And I'm going to start cutting it out. Now, it took me forever, and I do not show all of it, but I got my X-Acto knife out and went ahead and cut out the piece in the center. I don't know if you have a scan and cut, if that would cut it out or not. I don't know anything about those. So, somebody, if you could write it in the description box for everybody else, or in the comments, because I don't have a clue. So I've just got my A2 card base down, and I put in a 4 by 5 1/4 blue panel, which for some reason I wasn't paying attention to the system I worked out for lining up my stuff, and I was struggling. And I just used the CottageCutz stitch scallop rectangle to go in the center, and that's where I'm going to set up my little scene. And, well, after I get it straight, I'm telling you, I don't know what the deal was. I used the same rectangle, and then I cut the grass with my Fisker's punch, and I glued everything straight down, so that it's a really easy card to slip in the mail. And then I just used the CottageCutz grass border. I ran it through the stitch border, so it still has the stitching and the scallops as well. And I just run that through and put that across the bottom, and my card is done. It was a blast to do. I'm going to go over my water can here with my clear glaze so that it gives it a little shine, and like it's reflecting off the metal. But that's it, guys. I hope you like it. Remember to practice your CPR, craft, pray, repeat. Thanks for visiting me today, and happy crafting. I love you all. Bye.